Welcome back for the second half of the Dr. Hildy Show, where today Dr. Hildy and her guests are discussing a variety of art, science, and medicine. For the first half of today's show, or to view all our shows archived for your immediate free download, please visit onecellonelightradio.wordpress.com. And now here's Dr. Hildy.
Welcome back, audience, to our second hour with my guest, Dr. Richard Young, Executive Director of the National Registry of Environmental Professionals in Des Plaines, Illinois, which is near Chicago. Lovely area, and you have to get used to the snow, right, Dick?
Unfortunately, we have to. Yes, it's snowing out there right now. Just a little bit now, but even a little bit on a day like this is too much. So.
Yeah, we were talking, audience, just before the break, and Dick was sharing his experience with nickel carbonyl. It is such a toxic compound at 1 part per billion. Will kill you dead on your tracks, as they said.
Correct.
Were you involved with any of the sites that were big contamination sites in your early career?
Yes, I dealt with one. It was down in Kentucky, where people were dreadfully dying right and left, and were coming down because of cancer, and not odd forms, very odd forms of cancer besides. And it was because they did discover that that was a site that was an old landfill site, and hadn't been properly vented, hadn't been properly cared for to prevent migration, water migration through there. And we asked EPA to come in and take a look at that.
And I know when I was involved with the South Bend, I had to, and that was in Texas, I had to outline the testing for the clinical side for the individuals that were exposed there, in particular 140 children. And the thing is that in that development, what was observed was that if the child came into the facility, into the development when they were already born, a year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, and the immune system formulates between 3 years old and 6 years old, depends on the reference book. But the thing is, children that were conceived in that area had birth defects, like a Chattahoochee doll, full mouth of teeth, etc., but would not grow.
Right. I think that, unfortunately, I could sit here probably right now and name 1,000 different cases where I've seen that kind of work done. It's like, it's just a little bit of gasoline that poured out of this truck, so we don't have to worry about that. It was just a simple accident. Well, that's if it was shipped in a truck and that truck got hit with another vehicle and the canister or the cylinder began to leak, it's going to kill a lot of people, or at least the driver. I was deathly afraid that there would be an opportunity for somebody to break into that lab, and knowing what was there, and some terrorist to simply go and grab a cylinder of that stuff, go up on top of the building, and of a 5-story building, and just open that canister up and hope that the wind was blowing the right way so that they wouldn't die right away. But we're talking within a matter of minutes, you'd wipe out the whole town.
You've been listening to the Dr. Hildy Show on the One Cell, One Light Radio Network. For the other half of today's show, or to view all of our shows archived for your immediate free download, please visit onecellonelightradio.wordpress.com. This is Marc the Arcturian speaking for the Dr. Hildy Show, a One Cell, One Light radio production.